Hi, Quilty in the country. Hi, Lori. How are you today? I'm gonna close this door real quick because my voice tends to get a little loud. Hi, Zaza. Girl, you did not send me your address. Oh, I'm so glad you had eye surgery. That sounds like it hurts so bad. I'm so sorry. Oh, wait. Let me mute myself so I ain't like hearing myself talk on the phone on TV. Zaza, you did not send me your address, hon. Okay. Send it to you can trying to find an easy way to get it to you. Let me write it down so I ain't spilling. And then I got a pen. Let me write it. You know what? Never mind. I got the chat on my phone. Let me put it in there. Here we go. Okay. That's it. Send your address to that email and I will get your package out. I have everybody else's packages all packaged up. Took forever. I ordered some packaging from the post office. Should have just went to the Dollar Tree and got some envelopes because it took a lifetime just to get some bubble wrapped, some bubble mailers to put your stuff in. But I did finally get it. So I got everybody's things right here, all packaged. I'm home tomorrow, so I will be printing out all of your um, shipping labels and getting them out to you. Let me check it before I say no, Zaza. Let me check and see what it is. Let me check and see. It's very unfair for me to offer it and you be here and you win and you don't get your stuff and that makes me feel some type of way. So let me check it before I say, hold on, sugar, I ain't gonna be able to do that. But let me check it first and see if I can pull that off for you. But I've shipped before to somebody in England, so I think I should be able to pull it off. I really think I should. But send it to me so I can check and see. So what have you guys been doing this week? What have you guys been doing? What's been going on in your lives? Linda, I see you have had eye surgery, and I feel so bad about that because I have issues with the eye doctor. Period. Like you know that little light that they try to get really close to your eyes, like they go really close. It takes about 2 hours for me to have an eye exam because as the light gets closer, I go further and further and further back in the chill. I mean, I just be like, oh, 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 oh. And she just be laughing at me. Hi, Gina. She just be laughing at me like, you know, we're going to be here forever if you don't sit still so I can get your eyes checked. So, Linda, I feel so bad that you had to have eye surgery. That just hurt my heart. It just hurt me. Woo! I'm sending you prayers and quick healing. I am. Nothing really special has been going on around my house. I did some gardening. I'm an amateur gardener. I try to be real good at it, but you know, sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. You know, some years things work out well and I have a green thumb, and some years it just don't work at all. This year I'm trying. Well, me too, Zaza. Eye surgery freaks me out too, girlfriend. I just can't. I can't do it. I be trying, but I'm woo, woo. But I put out everything is green this year, like leafy greens. I have some cabbages. First of all, I live in Alabama. I'm a good Southern girl, so I eat real like soul food country. Okay, so I got some collard greens, and I got like all different types of lettuce, head lettuce, romaine. I got some mustard greens and some cabbages. I put out some onions, some good old green beans, some sugar snap peas. What else I do? Onions, green beans, sugar snap peas. I got tomatoes, but they tiny. They taking forever. I think it ain't hot enough for them to grow. But and eventually the tomatoes gonna go in their own pots. So I've grown lots of vegetables, but I've never managed to grow. I have some carrots, but Gina, okra's my favorite, but I haven't bought any yet. She said I go in. I go back on the 15th for the left eye. Ooh, are you having LASIK surgery, Linda? She says, I want to get out in the garden, but I'm down for the count until the end of April. I'm itching to quilt too. I'm dying to get out there and really grow something. So I'm excited. But okra is on my list, Gina. It is really on my list. I didn't buy any. I have a hard time getting it to sprout from seed. I've planted many seeds and only got like 3 plants out of all the seeds I put out there. So I try to go to Walmart and buy my or Lowe's or something and buy my okra. Since our tomatoes haven't even been planted out in the greenhouse yet. I put my tomatoes out in here in this room. I got the warmest room in the house. So I put them in the little seed pods and I put them in a tin pan. It sounds real crazy. But I put the little seed pods in one of those half pan little pans that you would make a casserole in. And then I bought the little cover and made my own little greenhouse in the little tin pans. Lucy Gina says, love some good fried okra. It's mostly from Tennessee. She said, I'm mostly from Tennessee and also lived in Kentucky, Mississippi, and Alabama. I live in Illinois now. I'm looking at my TV because I can see the words better. With all the heathens. Let's see. Zaza says, I love peas, but they never make it into the house. Oh, they get eaten in the garden. Oh, hey, Becky. So I love okra too, but I have to go buy it. I have to go buy the plants from the store. And then I live in red clay country. So, it's all red clay. And I have raised beds that my husband built for me. And I put like 10 layers of soil so that they have plenty of room. But sometimes my plants will get really tall and only produce a couple of okras. And I get so upset about it. I mean, really, I'm in Alabama. Okra should just grow like water come out the sky. I mean, just like rain fall and okra should just grow. It's the South. You're supposed to have okra. It just doesn't make sense to me. But I'm going to make it work at some point. I am. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I've done this week was play in the garden, playing some dirt. And I did some quilting, though, you guys. No dresses. I didn't get to the dresses. I hope to get back to the dresses because I got a rude awakening when I got my guild clay is not fertile. It is not. It is not. And I love cucumbers too. I got 2 cucumber plants and 2 squash plants. I got 2 of those that I have to get out. Well, they're not actually going to go out in the ground. They're in pots probably about 12 inches round. And I put them in pots. And then I'm going to put the pots outside. Because, like I said, I'm in red clay country, honey. And it don't always want to work real well. But I did get my newsletter from my guild. Only to be told that the guild show that I need this quilt for is on May the 1st. Y'all, it is April 2nd. Woosah. Woosah. I have got to get going on these things. But for some reason this weekend, the dresses weren't talking to me, but I feel a need to get to them. So this coming weekend, so May, that time, my guild is having a quilt show where we had this challenge. Let me grab this book because I found it the other day, and I'll show you guys the book really quick. It's right here. If I don't make all the other books fall when I pull it out of here. Oh, 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 oh. Come out. Okay. Here we go. So this was my book. We were to take a book, an outdated book, and it was something about take something old and make it new or something. And this was my book, Friendship Quilting. So I was supposed to take this book that makes this pattern and turn it into my own and just recreate it, but use the same concepts that's in the book. Well, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. So I'm taking my dresses, which I don't have not one dress in front of me, but I'm making not one. Ain't that something? I'm taking the dresses for my heritage quilt, and I am embroidering the names of the women that the dresses represent to represent my interpretation of this friendship quilt pattern. And it has, oh, these look like people that have been born. Yes, it has the names of people and their birth dates in the city for which they were born. That's what this is. I am going to have the dress patterns, and up underneath the dresses, like in the sashing, their names are going to be embroidered to represent the embroidery that's in this dress. I only have to make it 40 inches by 4. It has to be at least 40 by 40 is what I think it's 40, or maybe 48 by 48. So right now I have 7 dresses. I think it's really neat. Yes, it is really, really neat. And we paid, said Alesha, my enabler. I bought those dress patterns, and I don't have her book. What's in her book? Because I didn't get that. Gina, I did not get the book. Now, I bought all the dress patterns, but I didn't get the book. I also got one that was a dress, and it's like a mini quilt. It has a dress, it has 2 aprons, and then something else on a clothing line, like they hanging outside. It is the most adorable thing. I thought it was super cute. But it is a good idea. I thought that was really a neat challenge for us. So I'm going to take my 7 dresses, add 5. I'm going to limit myself to 5, y'all. I'm going to add 5 dresses to the 7 that I already have. I got to measure them. And I'm going to, it's mostly sewing patterns, but with little motifs to embroider. So bags and such. Oh, okay, Gina. Okay, I'm going to have to look that up. She had some, now correct me if I'm wrong, she has some sewing machines and other things in her patterns in her shop, right? It may not be her. It may be somebody else I was looking at to have that on the Etsy shop. She said, I can't look at fabric now without thinking how the dresses will look. That's me. She said, there's a designer that does 3D dresses for... I saw that on Pinterest or something where the dresses kind of sit out from the quilt. I saw that too. That was way too much of a challenge for me to take on, though. I'm not really a sewer. Oh, okay. Thank you, Gina. I think she does. She has like little sewing machines and different stuff that you can make out of her paper piecing patterns too. But I'm a piecer. I'm not really a sewer. I can't stand out. Look, see how you got to make all these necks. See how round this got to be, and you got to make that neck right so you don't have it all down here or all uphill like this. I'm not that accurate in what I do. Your sleeves not gonna fit right up under here because I don't do that. Hey, Chloe, because I don't do that. I don't pin and tuck and pleat and pull and ruffle and all that stuff. I don't do none of that. I don't do none of that stuff. Nope. I think Chinese people on Shein and Temu and all them people at Belk and all them stores, I think they got all that covered. I mean, they do that real well. at that New York fashion show every year. I just don't think that's something I want to do. But I can't either, Zaza. It's too much to do. It's too much to think about. I can't sew clothes either. I think what I'm going to do. She said I just got some fat clothes called Chloe. Oh, how's the weight? I I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure each dress, and I think I want them to be either 10 or 10 and a half or 12 and a half unfinished blocks. And I'm going to use whatever background is on the dresses. I'm going to use the, are they over there? No, I keep trying to find one. So whatever background is on the dresses, I'm going to extend the blocks to 10 and a half or 12 and a half, whichever one I think works better. And then I am going to give them the same background. So the blocks are going to have their own background color, but the finishing of the quilt is going to be an entirely different background color to pull it all together, because I'm adding in a second background, to a third background rather, to the dresses that I'm making now this time, because I did this mini quilt. How many, Chloe, did you do your mini quilt for the M50? So I did the M50 challenge with the mini quilt, where you get to learn what the M50 mystery is going to be about, how it's going to work or whatever. They did a mini quilt that you like this past weekend. She said, I cannot do I want to make clothes every time I have tried a big old mess. I'm with you, Becky. I'm with you. The sashing on your pattern is really cool. This is where you... Yes, that's where I'll embroider the names. Yes. Either that, or if I have enough room when I extend them to the same size, I may put the embroidery inside of the block when I extend them to make them all an even size, because all the dresses are different sizes. Some of them are 8, and then one of them I know is already like 10, and they're different. The M50, but a couple of my pre-cuts are off. Oh, well, that sucks. Considering they cut them for you, that really did suck. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Well, I did mine, which was this one. This. They had us make this here. So I ended up with a fat quarter that I cut just these light pieces off of, and I have it starched and ready, so it has these little flowers in it. So I'm gonna use the rest of this in some of the last 5 dresses. So it'll be 3 different backgrounds that are sewn in with it. I'm going to use that same fabric to extend it to the size that's needed to complete the block. And then I'm going to choose a sashing and background to bring those together in a sashing color. That's going to just make all of it just come together as one. I have boxes. I mean, literally, I wish I could really show y'all. Boxes, I can. Let me take a picture. I have boxes and boxes of background fabric. Okay, I need y'all not to judge how messy my flow look right about now. So, all these boxes here, all that is background fabric. Hey, Deb! All that is background fabric. So I'm going to go through those boxes and find a color that will bring all of that together. And then I'm going to try to run through this quilt, because by the 15th I need to have that in my friend's hands that's going to do the... Ooh, Lord, I mean, I need to find a back for it and everything, y'all. It just gets worse and worse the more I think about it. Because I got to get it into my friend's hands so that she can do the long arm quilting, and then I can bind it. Hey, Deb. I think I spoke to you already, but hey, Deb. But this was my M50 challenge that I felt really good. I picked all the colors. It's a combination of okay, so this came from Connecting Threads. It's the Swallowtail something um line. This came from that line, and this came from the Swallowtail. The background, okay. The M50 is actually going to be a mystery quilt along that's going to take place over 6 weeks, 4 times a year, and you get to make 4 quilts in a year. It's going to take place for 6 weeks, starting in July. No, September, either July or September, sometime this summer. They did a mini, which they're doing again because they're adding more quilt shops to their list of quilt shops that's going to participate. So at the end of May, like the weekend of May 31st, I think, has all of these. The weekend of May 31st, they're going to do it again. Because I follow Bella Rose Quilts, and Bella Rose Quilts is going to be part of it. But they didn't join in time to do the mystery quilt this past weekend. They're doing theirs the last of May. Bear Creek, that's right. Bear Creek did sign up. They're doing theirs at the end of, they're doing their free part to give you an opportunity to see what it's going to be like at the end of May as well. I don't know if you guys will be making the exact same thing, but this past weekend, you chose 6 fat quarters. They gave you a video to show you how they chose the colors. You follow that video and you put it together. Is this a shop hop thing? Nope, it's not. So you join whatever quilt shop that you like. Like I joined 3 Facebook groups for 3 quilt shops that I follow, and they'll have a Facebook group, and then the patterns will be released through the Facebook group. It's gonna have a story for a girl. I don't really understand how the story go because the story came in video form, and I thought we was gonna get something that we read like normal people do, and you read it, you try to figure out the mystery that's in the story, but apparently the story is the girl in the story was making the same quilt that you was making, and she worked for the FBI, and her grandma had passed away, and something, because by the third video about her, the grandma, and the FBI, I lost interest, so I stopped watching. I just waited for the patterns to come out. And every few minutes, they would drop another clue, and you would get the clue and put it together. Well, when you do the whole quilt, every week, you're going to get a clue for 6 weeks, and at the end of 6 weeks, it was weird, Chloe. I couldn't follow the video because I didn't really understand what was going on. I thought we were going to get a real mystery. Like somebody sat down, and somebody got ran over by a car, and the police got to come figure out who it is, and then the suspicious neighbor next door. That's what I thought we was going to get with the whole figuring out with a mystery with it. It was weird. It was out of order. It was really weird, and I couldn't figure it out. So, but every week you're gonna get, if I'm not mistaken, every week you're gonna get a clue for 6 weeks. At the end of 6 weeks, you have a whole quilt. Then the next season, like 2-3 months later, they do another one. 2-3 months later, they do another one. 2-3 months later, they do another one. They do 4 in a year, and if you follow for all 4. The Facebook group will have an exclusive to the Facebook group only, and you get a like only mysteries in the like only murders in the building. That's right, exactly like that, Gina. Like I thought something was gonna be going on, and we was gonna be reading about it and trying to figure it out, and the quote block was gonna represent, each step that you go through or something. It just made no sense to me. I don't understand how that part is gonna work. But I was ready to get my read on and my, put my whole, Sherlock Holmes hat on and everything. Sort of thing that's good in theory, but really, I know because I know that there is a mystery quilt club that does a murder mystery. quilt club where they give you a murder mystery and they actually give you a story. Every time your clues come out, it comes with a chapter for you to read, and then the quilt block represents the chapter that you just read. It's a true mystery. And I thought that's what they was doing. But I should have known better. I mean, like 4 times a year, it ain't a whole lot of, folks out there writing for 4 whole quilts to be put together. But the directions were good. Hey, Janice! What's going on with you, girl? I got your package already packaged. I just got my packaging in yesterday. And I got everybody packed up, ready to go out. I'm going to get the mail tomorrow because I'm at home tomorrow. But yeah, that's my little thing there. And like I said, I'm going to take this and finish some of my dresses with this background because I had it left. So I'm going to do that. And get that together so I can get it. Yeah, y'all. Like I said, I got to have a back. I'm just all over the place right now, but I got to have a backing. Lord, why they going to let you just have a flimsy? Because I ain't prepared to figure out what back go in the back of the thing. I'm barely prepared to finish the dresses. So I don't know what I'm going to put on the back of it. Especially considering all the different colors that I have in it. We're going to figure it out, though. We are definitely going to figure that out. Thank you, Becky. So what I did work on, what was calling to me for the weekend was, I worked on, I don't have it, here it is. I worked on this one. Oh, ow. Lord have mercy, Jesus. I don't need to bend over like that. Old people need to stop. Oh, come on, thingy. I worked on this. 1 month of it anyway, because they split it up. Oh, yeah, I'm going to show you those too, Chloe. They split it up into 12 months and made this into a block of the month. So my blocks this month look like this. And this. They were the same this month. Though the first one, you said, I really like the colorway in the blocks behind you. Oh, thank you. I wish I could say that I chose them, but they came that way. But thank you so much for saying that. Thank you so much. So I worked on that, which is the wholehearted quilt. Which, it really and truly, I should have bought this in like a kit. It is. It is. It is the magic dot. All of it is Lola Boutique. So it's the magic dot and the love blooms. This is the love blooms, and this is the magic dot. Like I say, y'all, if I'm looking away, it's because I'm reading. I can see much better up there on the TV than I can down here. It doesn't go away as quickly. Thank you, Lori. But really and truly, I should have bought this in a kit. Because these blocks are super duper easy to do. And if I had it in a kit, I'd probably just run through it. But I bought it as a block of the month because I just wanted something that looks like, I wanted something that looked like Valentine's. So these are the cherries. And, ooh, got all kind of thread, Lord. And listen, I don't know what was going on with me. Maybe I had drank a little bit too much wine. I was in my glass or something. But I took these apart. No, this one right here. I put this one all upside down. That particular magic dot background is so hard to find. Really? They're going to reprint it for some season. I hope so. I like it. It's really cute. So I put this on upside down one time, and I was kind of chain sewing. So this piece here, this piece right here, because this is to this, right? It goes straight up this way. You make this unit right here as one unit. So I put this on upside down, and I was chain piecing while drinking wine. Not a good idea. So I had to take it off, and I put it back together, right? Then I realized when I put it back together, it was still wrong because the stem was like sitting over here. Like here or here. Something was wrong. It wasn't connecting right. Well, it was because I had this piece on this side. So again, I had to take this loose, and I had to take that off. That what was over here, and then I had to put that over here, and then put it back together again. Girl, me and this block, and again, okay. So mine is a terrible thing to waste while drinking wine because I was chain piecing every single time I made a mistake. I chain pieced the mistake. So even when I went back and fixed it and I found the mistake, I didn't look after one. Get upset with the amount of time you honey. He should have as many times as I'm surprised the fabric even held up through every time I had to take this apart because I ended up. He said time to stop. So I stopped. I know, right? Right, Zaza. One of the two. One of the two is what I should have done. And I tell you the truth. I took it apart, put it together, took it apart, put it together. It gave me the blues. But we finally came together. Now we cute and cherry like. But honey, it was a whole thing for a minute there. A whole thing. Then I started working on my quilt, what you see here. And those little hearts right there, they go to a quilt called, I know what it is because I just got a month of it and they sent me the wrong one. It's called Pathways. So it made these little hearts right here. And these little blocks right here, which, you know, fussy cutting is not my forte, apparently. Because this is a bit off. But it makes these little blocks right here. So I did 4 of those. They came out pretty good, though. They pressed up really good. I was like, look at that. I did that. I did it. And then, like I said, I did 4 of these. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I really like them. They're very pretty. It's a very it's a Wilmington pattern, which I tend not to like Wilmington fabric because, like I said, y'all, me and the garden stuff just don't always get along. It just be way too many flowers going on in some of it. But this one, it's neat because I don't have the rest of the fabric. I've cut it up. But there's these, you can see it like right in here. There's these brocade looking designs inside of this fabric that I fussy cut this from. And when I get to the border, you have to fussy cut those designs to make the border, the brocade, look like it's doing this in the border. It's really, really neat. I don't know what I did with the pattern, but it's going to be interesting because, like I said, apparently I can't put them little squares on there right to get that fussy cutting all that great, but it turned out fairly decently. Wait, let me see if I can see it. Is it this one? Wait a minute, I got them right here. Maybe I can find one that has, nope, it ain't working out for me. You see what I mean? It's a lot of flowers, just like a lot of them. A lot of them. But it turns out very pretty. It's very, very pretty. Is it a kid? It can be. It actually is. Wilmington is like notorious for block of the month. If you ever looking for a block of the month, just a pattern that you want to put together, find somebody that is designing for Wilmington fabrics because they make like 1 million of them. But this is it's a huge, huge quilt. The fabric is actually called Pathways, and the quilt is called Pathways, and it is about 92 by 100 and something. It's a huge quilt, but it has less of the. That's it. You see those little? See that right there? It's in this all that little design right there. It comes in little yeah, it's a really big size. It's something I want to put on my bed like around Valentine's Day because it's got although it has a lot of black in it because that background has that black in it, it has a lot of pink scroll. Thank you, Gina. My brain just wasn't working. It's like a gold scroll. And the way that you cut it up, the way that it cuts, in the way that you piece it and put it together, it looks like little S's when you in the border. And I wish I had it sitting right here, and I don't. Oh, I do. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I think I can grab it right here. I think I might have lied. Let's hope I did. Really looks like I did. Really looks like I did. Okay, I'm gonna remember to show it to y'all next time. Unless it's in here. Unless it's in here. And it's probably gonna be one that's not. It is. Okay. Well, maybe it's not the scrolls, but see what I mean with that bottle. This is ribbon. This is the ribbon, not the scroll. Would never put the green checks together, but it looks good. I wouldn't either. See how, well, this is the ribbon one, but see how you put that ribbon? That is cut into a whole lot of different places, but you're going to put it together to where the ribbons look like that. Isn't that neat? Really, really neat. And this one happened to only be 10 months, so it's not going to take that long, and I've gotten 6 months of it. So I'll have all of it pretty soon. But it's really neat. I really, really like it. And then the only other thing I worked on, it looks like it. It's very clever piecing, and Janice, it doesn't feel complex in the way that you're putting it together, because it's having you only put 2 pieces together at a time. So you make, when I read it, it makes you putting 2. I already got the whole pattern. I don't want to show too much of it because I don't want the folks to like be thinking I'm trying to give out that information. But you're putting 2 pieces together at a time till the ribbon looks like that. Let me find it. It is in month number. Yeah. There it goes. And I will show you. Yeah. So you're only making it like, to write a pattern that looks like that. You're only making them like that. See those units? And by the time it's not much. By the time you put the units together, they end up looking like the ribbon. So it's a lot of them. I won't tell no lie. It's a heap of them. But it's just, it's those small units. So it's not like, honey, it's beating my husband too, and it's in my eyes, y'all. I have never really suffered from many allergies. Like, I don't do the sneezing and the runny nose or any of that. But this year, it is all in my eyes. Like, ugh. Every time I look around, I'm like itchy, all in my eyebrows and eyelashes, and everything feels like I need to just walk around with a bottle of eye drops all day. So I'm guessing it's, thank you, Chloe. So I'm guessing that it's true that the older you get, the more your body gets susceptible to different things, because, honey, my eyes been itching for days. I got it from Fabric Essentials, but I'm sure if you, if you Google Pathways Block of the Month, it may be somewhere else you can get it. But I got it from Fabric Essentials. They're out of Missouri. I want to say they're out of Missouri. And their block, let me tell you before you look at it and think about it, their block of the months run a lot like Stitching Heavens, where it includes the backing as well. So the last thing that I worked on was my Traverse quilt, which I keep naming stuff and I ain't got no patterns nowhere to show y'all. But anyway, no, I really don't. So I think I showed y'all these where I had them sitting on the board to look like it, and I finally put them together. So these are my pluses, and they run two different colorways. So there's this purple, and then that lighter pinky look right there. And you see that slight difference in the coloring. This end has that color. This is the middle, and if you turn it over, you get the same on the end. And then these mosaics are from, what is her name? So I may not be saying her name right. It is Odile, Odile. I think it's Odile. I think it's Baloo, or is it Balo? Bal. I don't wanna jack her name up. I do Zaza all the time, and well, girlfriend, I sleep well. I do. I told Chloe this. I don't sew fast. I just sew consistently. So I'm doing something every day. I have the benefit of being able to do that. I had a husband that work at a hospital and work on an ambulance, so a lot of times he's not home. So I have time to myself. Not to mention, I got grown children with their own families and their own places, and they live in their own house. So I have the space to be able to do that. I do. If it's only 30, 45 minutes in a day, I'll do something. I don't so fast. I mean, the speed on my machine ain't going so fast that it sounds like, a lawnmower passing you or something like that. It's not, I don't sew fast, but I sew consistently. Like 30 minutes to an hour a day, sometimes 2 hours a day, sometimes all day. Very seldom is it all day, because I do more watching TV than I do sewing sometimes when I'm in here and the TV on. I'm just like this, and I ain't sewing a thing. But I do try to be consistent, because I have way too many things that I want to do. And I am determined to empty some of these cubbies over here to my left before the end of this year. So in order for me to do that, I have to stay consistent. Plus, I have 2 challenges this year: the dresses and this traverse quilt. Second row of the traverse quilt. So it is 72.5 inches long, and I'm doing this 3 times in 3 different colorways. First colorway is complete. This is my hopefully 72.5 inches long quilt. Hopefully they don't measure it, because I doubt if it's right. So where's that? Okay. Yeah, it when you, yes, it keeps you moving forward when you do. Even like I said, even if you don't do it 30 minutes, it definitely keeps you moving forward. Does that go with the flying? It does. So let me take the flying geese down, and I'll show you guys that. So, I forgot they was up here with pins. Hold on. I got to unpin them. Oh, come out of there. Let me look. Okay. So the flying geese are like the one with the pluses. So there's a light moving into the darker, right, as opposed to the other was the light in the middle moving to the darker on the outside. And then my pops of color and interest to keep you excited about what you see are my little mosaics. And then this is the other set, which is darker. So where are we? Light here, moving to the darker in the middle, and then you go from the middle to the light. So yeah, kind of an ombre-ish look. And let me pull my phone, and I will show you guys my, I showed it, but it was a while ago. Well, ain't that something? I done put everything on top of the phone. Here's what happened. When you get old and your mind don't work well. Hold on, y'all. Let me find it, and I will find you guys the color. Ooh, that's way too far back. Let's come back up here. And where's that picture? Okay. I'm gonna make this a little bigger so I can take that. So this is my color inspiration. Too much light. There we go. So I'm taking, this is like a pink. I don't know how well it looks, but dang. Hold on, I'm gonna take that out. Okay. So this is like a pink, and then there are all these different plums and purples. And then in the back, there's a lady with a dress. It's very glary. I'm trying to get really some kind of way to, okay, there we go. She said, I have my volume on my computer and the live all the way up. Let me see. But I think the microphone might be further away. Oh, okay. Y'all can hear me? Let me see. Okay. Uh-oh. Come back. Okay, can you hear me better? So yeah, these are my colors. My color inspiration here. And this is a dress somebody has on in the background. So that, okay. So that that is my inspiration for these colors. Oh, let me see if it's two. Let me see if I can fix that. Give me a second. Let's see this. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I probably wasn't talking loud enough either. Probably wasn't talking loud enough. But those are my inspirations for these colors. And then I've done my strip sets for the next two colors that are gonna be this. So let me grab it. Here's one. So we're gonna strip this. It's gonna cut up. This here is gonna be the next color. So there's two, like right here. Let's do that. No, I'm gonna have to watch my eyes with close up. Oh, okay. So there's gonna be two, like it's gonna be these colors right here. There's gonna be, the outside is gonna be purple. The little inside dots are gonna be this lavendery color, light purpley color here. And that's gonna be this strip. You know, Gina, you're right. You're right. You're right. You are right. They would be. Now let me grab the other one because I think I put something on top of it. I did. Wait. Come on. Come on. Come on out. Come on out. Okay. And then this is the other one. So the burgundy color will be on the outside, and the purple will be the little dots in the middle. I did. You gone? Okay, baby. So I did. I dip starched them. I dipped them in starch, both, and then I pressed them. That's why they so. Yeah. Thank you, Janice. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now this one right here is not going to be long enough. So what happens is you sew two of these together, and you do it both with the fabric. And you cut them in half and sew them together again to get four. Then you cut the four in half and sew the four together again to get eight. And then you cut them into 1.5 inch strips. Then you sew those strips together after making some other pieces. You sew those strips together. That's how you get that middle part. And then you sew the two ends on the side. So this is using the new starch from the cleaners. That is using the new starch from the cleaners. Yes, that is exactly what it is. That is exactly what it is. Using the new starch from the cleaners. I mean, it's stiff and it's pliable, because if you feel like it's too stiff or you need to move something, like if I was to take this apart and I feel like I need to redo something, I would press it. And when I steam it, when the steam hits it, it becomes just as pliable as if it was not, if it had never been starched. And you can move it wherever you need to move it and repress it, and it comes out just as straight as a board. Just when it cools off, it gets stiff again. But this will be my other set of strips, and then I will be through with that month. And y'all, the next month is curved piecing. Pray for me. For my peace and for my patience to get through 72 inches of curved piecing. We just need to keep your girl uplifted. We do. Here's the pattern. So I did, this was the flying geese, and then down here there's another flying geese, and then there's one, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Those are my 3 for those. And now I got to do that. Look at those different colors, y'all. 1, 2, 3. 3 different colors. So now I got to go in here and decide what I'm going to do with that. I do have a purple that is not. No, it's a pattern. This is the pattern. It's called Traverse. I think you can get it in a PDF off her website. Her name is Tara Faughnan. Faughanan. And let me tell you, she is Australian. And as much as I think some of the best great boards, I think so too. I think so too, Gina. As much as I think Australians have great quilting sense, I think that some of the best quilting designs come from Australia. If you've ever been out there and looked at some of the different designers come from different areas, they have great quilting designs. But for us Americans, they do not have the best instructions. I'm just going to say that. That might just be the difference in that area and the U.S. Or, you know, it may just be the way we talk as versus the way that they talk. They have fantastic designers, but they do not make the best directions. Because if I could have got my hands around this lady's neck when she had me cutting the pieces that went to this and left out the fact that one of the strips was supposed to stay with the fabric, and I'm going, there's no way that I'm going to make this work the way she wanted to, and you left out the whole fact. I even went to the website to look for it, and it wasn't on there. That I needed an entire strip with the fabric to make this. Now I got to go in the box and find it and cut it again. Woo! It says, when you dip fabric, when you dip them, did you hang them to dry? Yes, I dry them completely. With this, I dry them completely. If I think the wording is different to the way, I think yes. Yes, Zaza, it is. She does. So, originally, Gina, originally, I bought this from my besties at the Quilt Spot in neutral wovens. So it is a neutral color, which I don't think is colored in here. Wait a minute. Wait. No, it's not. So it's not colored in here in a neutral color, but it was in neutral woven fabrics. And it was in a block in a month, and it's pretty cheap. I just keep stacking up the woven fabric over here in the corner. And I bought my own fabric for it after I just kept looking at this neutral and thinking this was not me, right? So, but if you had done this at the time of the pattern, because the pattern is like 2 years old. It's from 2022. So if you had done this at the time that they did the pattern, she has a whole series of videos that went with the block of the month. So if you buy the pattern on her website, the price comes with the access to the videos to be able to do them all. But if you talk anyway like you write, it is not going to do me any good to watch you or listen to you talk. That's not to be ugly. I ain't saying that anything is wrong with her videos. I'm just being 100% honest. If your words are coming out anything like some of the stuff I'm reading in this book, I may as well just go at it on my own. That's just me. But she does have videos for everything. Kind of like the lady that's doing the big woods blocking them off for Tula Pink. I'm like, seriously, Gina, I'm not being ugly. The video may work for everybody, but I know I would just be like, I spent my money, and I'm not getting nothing out of this. I know I wouldn't. But the lady that does, what is her name? She has a new block in the month. I saw her on Instagram, and she does videos for every single solitary thing that she makes. Everything she makes, every pattern that she makes, she does a video for every single aspect of the quilt. She makes it on video, and you make it with her when you see her videos. I think Tara Fannin does the same thing. I think she does. But honestly, real talk, I haven't done anything that we haven't done in any other quilt. Even this. I mean, if you've ever done any curve piecing, it's not dragon fruit. It is called the Big Woods. That's the name of the block of the month I'm talking about. She's Australian, and it's called the Big Woods. It's made out of Tula Pink. It makes this big bear and all these other animals in this quilt. I think it's called the Big Woods. If you look it up, I think that's what it's called. But it's just put in the Big Woods Tula Pink. It should really come up because it's made out of Tula Pink fabric. But honestly, I've looked through this whole thing, and I will say she gives you some paper piecing, because some of it is going to be paper piece when you do. Well, where is it? Right here. When you do this one, she gives you the paper pieces, because you're going to foundation paper piece this to get it exactly what you need it to be. So that this is supposed to be a scale building quilt. So this is your round. This is your strip. This is your foundation paper piecing. I don't know what these X's are. Let's look. Let's find out. The X's and O's. They're strips. Yes. Tula Pink did. Yeah, they visited her last year for vacation. They are good friends. So what is her name? She makes some of the prettiest things to me, but I have a friend in my guild that has a couple of her patterns, and they read the same way. I just think it's the difference between the language difference in the way that they speak and the terminology they use in Australia and here. Same with Jen Kingwell. I love her. I love everything that she does. But I have two of her books, and her pattern, Sarah Filkey. That's it. That is her name. Sarah Filkey. That's her. Her instructions aren't great, but I think again it's like Jen Kingwood too. I think she makes beautiful things. I really do. I love it. But girlfriend does not make the best instructions either. But again, I think it's just the terminology between the two areas. There's nothing in here that I don't think all of us could do. It's just all of these techniques in one quilt is intimidating, which is why we're using it as a challenge at the guild. But it is intimidating because I have to do all the things, like all of them. Yes, Jean has lovely patterns with the postcards. They're beautiful. They're beautiful patterns, but she does not. It doesn't translate well for me. Now y'all may pick it up and run through it like butter, but it does not translate well for me. I'm so glad that Wesley hat comes with some foundation paper pieces. So when I get ready to do it for real, that I can just cut the pieces up and go ahead and stick it on the paper. Because otherwise, I couldn't follow that book at all, and I have it sitting right over there in the corner. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. The pattern in order of difficulty, I need to do things slowly. So the very first thing I did was the flying geese, and I made this. She has you making them 4 at a time, so you do not have to like make individual flying geese. You make 4 at a time, and if you get a block is expensive, so I'm gonna tell you not to get that. If you get anybody's flying geese ruler, it's just fine. They're small, but if you get anybody's flying geese ruler and you cut like she tells you to cut, you make it 4 at a time and they will come out pretty much exact at 4 at a time. She even gives you tips, because this quilt, to come out the way she says it's supposed to come out, needs to be exactly 72 and a half. So she gives you these tips to tell you. I'd have to do a pattern as a suggestion. I'm bad about reading patterns, and I divorced my ripper boyfriend the first time he stabbed me. I understand, Gina, I really do. But they were hard because she has you doing them 4 at a time and you make them pretty quickly. This is the second month that I'm doing now, and it's not hard because it's strip piecing. Not hard at all. The next one on our list, let me tell you, is the curve piecing, which would have been row 3, which is, it's called half circles is what she calls them, because you're making half of the circle and then the other half and sewing them together. Then there's hourglass blocks. They aren't hard. The only difference is this. Hourglass blocks are not hard, but these are her hourglass blocks. So you're going to make the hourglass and then cut it up. Cut part of it off. And then you're going to make hourglass at the bottom, cut part of that off, and then you're going to sew it together. So these are hourglass blocks at the top. Isn't it neat? It's interesting how she did that. You're going to make an hourglass block with these colors, cut part of the bottom off. You're going to measure it down to where she told you, cut that off. You're going to make these blocks, and see how you have that extra color right there? You're going to cut the rest of that off. Then you're going to sew the two together until they look like that. And I think you only make one of those. But there goes some more down there. So maybe you're making 2. Maybe that's a different block though. But it's this. This is the hourglass here. Yeah, that look like a different block. Traverse is the name. Yes. X's and O's, which is that's just triangles and diagonal piecing. And then there's the diamonds. The diamonds are paper pieced. There's hexagons. The hexagons are paper pieced as well. You're going to do some triangles. And that's right here. She made the triangles, and then you got a strip going through the middle. It's the same stuff we've done before. It really does. But I agree if y'all looking at it like, oh, that looks intimidating. It really does. It's the same things we've done before. It's just done in a different way. It's just done in a different way. And then she gives you the finishing. Now, the best part of the finishing of this quilt, I may have mentioned it before, is that nothing touches. See, you got a long piece here, then you got your dots, and then you got another strip, then you got, what we say those were? We got this one, then you got another strip, then you got your flying geese, then you got another strip, then you got your pluses. There's a strip in between each one of them. None of your seams have to match. The only seams you're matching are the ones that are actually in that particular row. Then there's a strip in between that one, strip, and strip at the bottom. That was the most genius thing she did in the whole quilt, I think. And then I will watch a video. Oh, cool. I'll do it. I sure will. I'll make one this weekend. I'll just put these little, you know what? I'll tell you what, I'm going to start with, I'll make this one. I'll do this. Okay, Zaza. Thank you for hanging out with us, girl. We have come in here a little long. I understand. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take all your sleep time, girl. I really didn't. Good night. I will set these to the side, and this weekend I will when I get ready to make the rest of these, I will video it and put it up for you guys. Now don't be looking for too professional a video now. Don't be looking for too professional. Don't be looking for too professional a video now. Now y'all know how I am about that deal. Having to go back and I don't do good with all that fixing the video, so it's real cute. But I will sew it and do my best to make it look like I know what I'm doing for y'all. This is where I'm gonna start I should have cut all my strips before I started doing all this cutting, and so I didn't. Right? But I went to a sale. Hey, Sheila! Sheila, did you email me? If you didn't, go up into the comments and keep scrolling back if it lets you get back to the beginning. And I put my email in there. Okay. So I went to a sale and they were selling these. Alesha, the blocks behind you look like upside down. Do they? They look like upside down houses. They do. They really do. They're going to be stars when I finish it. They are. But that's in a whole nother month. This is the only thing they had me do for the month that this was. So, but I went to a sale and they had these pieces, these strips that they were selling for like $3, right? Their length of fabric. So I came home, put them in my magic, my magic starch juice, and I am going to cut them into my strips. Probably, Janice. That's probably right. Gina, that's probably right. So these are my strips when I get them cut down. Now, and this is, they're not the same. So I'm going to put them next to each other because they're actually different. See the different color? And then I got this purple, which may be the same as that purple. And this might be the same as that other one because these were wider strips. This purple is different. This might be the same. And then I'm still iffy on this one because this is a little light for a strip, but I might. Yes, it is Berrylicious. It's a little light for a strip, but I got some other. I have plenty of other colors too, and I have this one that I have in three-yard pieces that I don't even have this color in my It doesn't even look right. I'm trying to make it look right, but it's this color, which I would have to put in my magic starch juice and get it right. But I have this color purple because I was starting to run out of variety, I think, in my purples. But I also have, which I haven't cut into at all, this huge piece of blue, the pink. It will. I'm on the fence about it, but not too far on the fence though, because I'm like, at this point, I need to I'm trying to keep the colors different so that they aren't, I'm not using the same thing over and over again. So I'm trying to use some lights, some darks, and some middle tones. But I have this blue that I have not cut in at all. It's a little darker than the blue I used for, where'd y'all go? It's a little darker than this one, which is the blue that I used for the flying geese. So I think I'm going to cut this up. This is a 5-yard piece, and I think I'm going to cut it back into 1 yard and cut it off. Here, they just have some light colors. They do. They do have some light colors, but since everything has, nothing has, there are no background colors in this because everything is colored. So I was trying to use a little, keep my lights, which are the least of the things that I have, to keep some air in my, basically, in my design. So everything ain't so dark. I have all these jewel tones, these plum jewel tones and everything, but I still need something to kind of lighten that up. Like pull that back a little bit so that it ain't all like completely and totally in your face. Like the ombre like this is like popping. So I kind of want to have those little areas of space. Yes, definitely. Some breathing room. Thank you, Sheila. That's what I wanted to have. I wanted to have a little space in it. But I have to, I'm going to cut this. It's like I said, it's 5 yards. I'm going to cut this into 1 yard each because I only have 36 inches of table to be able to cut. So I'm going to cut this into 1 yard each pieces, dip it, and I'm just going to cut off of it as I need it. And I may actually just go ahead and cut my strip that I need for later on out of that. But my coloring is all of this that I have collected over some time. So those are my blues. And I have all these different textures to throw in it. I love this. I don't know how I'm gonna get it in there, but I just want that. You see all those pixel dots? I want to put these pixel dots in there somewhere too. Some kind of little space where I can add that in. I just love that. I think that will throw some interest in there too somewhere. But I have all these purples just to add a little interest of color and pop to it. Right? And I got tons of purples and plums. It's the lights that I'm short on. Right? These are only the lights that I have. So it's the lights that I'm short on, and I'm trying not to use them up everywhere. It's Anna Maria. It's Anna Maria. That's what it is. And I just wanna center it and get that petal, just this part right here. Maybe a little bit of this in there with it, but just this part right here, because I got enough of color in the other pieces with all that other color. I just want some of this piece and some of that part right there. Just throw it in there somewhere. And that will give that little pop of light to it. This is the most creative I think I've been in anything I've made. And I'm feeling pretty good about it right now. I ain't got to like, oh my God, I'm tearing it up yet. So I'm feeling really, really good about it right now. But this is the most creativity that I have put from my own self into a quilt. I hope so. I hope it turns out well. There are so many talented ladies in the Quilt Guild that it's intimidating to be in a room full of women that's been sewing since birth. Like they were born with needle and thread in their hand. I have to go back and see what you're making. Oh yeah. Please do. Please do, Sheila. And please leave a message even after this video is posted. Just saying what you think about it. Because you guys' opinion really matters to me. Because, oh, that's pretty. Look at that. Now, this was before I started using my magic starch juice. Y'all, I was creating my own, making my own starch out of cornstarch, which is not a really good idea. I'm just going to say that and get that out the way. But I love this color. It's super pretty. But that's what y'all, I got to give away y'all stuff. You know what I want to do? I'm short on giveaway stuff now, y'all, since we're doing this like every week, and I did that whole give like 3 or 4 things one day away. So what I'm going to do, I think, is go through my room and pull a couple of things that I have in here and do a giveaway. So instead of doing a giveaway this week, and I'm going to get y'all stuff out tomorrow from the last one, we'll do another one and we'll do a couple of things next week. But what I would like to ask you guys is, I don't reuse fabric after I cut it. I really don't all the time. And I have a couple of bags like this Would this be something that you guys would be interested for a giveaway? And keep in mind that all my fabric is starched because I starch everything. So when you get it, it's going to be starched. It's not going to be loose like you just got it out the quilt shop. So this would be something that you guys would be interested in as a giveaway. Yes. These are, these technically, they ain't scraps. They probably some half yards and everything in here, but I don't go back most of the time and pull my fabric after I've used it. So I have a few of these bags that I could, and this one kind of big, so I may split this one in two. But I have a few of these bags that I can give y'all as giveaways. I have a few of these that I can give y'all as giveaways if it's something. I don't always know whether people would like to get it or not. So I'm asking to make sure that if if this is something that's interesting in y'all, I can do this. Okay, good. Janice, I'm not a keep a scrap either kind of girl either, okay? So that's why I just wanted to make sure before I did that. So I will go through and find some of those. Because once I use my fabric and move on to something else, I'm most likely not even going to pull that fabric for another quilt. Because y'all know I kit everything up. So I don't generally just go back and just, hey, let me go get that red I used 6 months ago. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. And the last thing I did this weekend is that I'm trying to repurpose things that I find in my house that's just not of any use at the moment. So at one point, I was trying to, be real organized, and I bought these clear containers that go in your refrigerator. Gina, it probably could be some dresses in there if I wasn't just doing 5 and being done with it. You're right. I probably could have put something together with it. You are absolutely right. And you could too, girlfriend. Make some. I'm gonna split it and I'll give it out next week. But I was trying to be real organized. See, I got it from TJ Maxx. Y'all see that's him right there. But I went and bought these trays to make my refrigerator all organized and clean and pretty, so I could see what I need to throw out when I need to throw it out. And my husband didn't like the trays in the refrigerator. He said they took up too much space. So they've been sitting in my cabinet for the longest period of time. So I took them out. And I put my fat quarters in. Now, I'm eventually going to have to take these and make some sense of the colors. But I put my fat quarters in these little things. That's what I've been doing for 2 days. Watching TV and folding fat quarters. They are the perfect size. And then I got bigger ones, which, of course, I had in the room. And so what I was thinking was, I thought this was a good idea that I could tell you guys. You know how everybody got that cabinet that's got them bowls that ain't got no top to it? Everybody got one. Don't act like you ain't got one in your house, because everybody got one. You know them bowls end up lost like your forks do. They be gone. And so these little trays that don't have tops, that are already in your cabinet, they make a great storage without lids. So I am just going to put them on a shelf, but my room only has one window. I'm in that little room that you stuff your 2 boys in back there in the corner, and you give the little girl the big room on the other side. I'm in that little room that the little boys would be stuffed in, that's just bigger than the closet. So my room only has one window. One window in it. So I don't have to worry about light actually bothering my fabric. I really don't, because the window is small. Otherwise, this little tub here is probably the same size as some of them little Rubbermaid bowls that you get at the Dollar Tree. Just go get a plastic bowl and put on the top. Plastic top. Go get a Dollar Tree bowl, take the top off, and put it on the top. I'm just going to set them on the shelf like so. I'm just trying to repurpose stuff, right? And not have to throw it away or go buy something that's going to, I would have just bought something to put them in, and I already had these in my cabinet. But again, if you got those clear bowls that don't have them little red, green, and blue tops anymore, put some fat quarters in them. I just thought it was a good idea to repurpose those things as opposed to tossing them out. Generally, I would have just gotten mad because I couldn't find the top and just throw the whole bowl in the trash. But, this particular time, I thought it through. And instead of putting it in the trash, I repurposed it. And my other ones are this, which I bought for my kitchen, for the refrigerator. They came like this. Now, why the refrigerator thing had a top on it, I couldn't understand. River container collection to do along. I have a storage container collection to go along with my fabric collection. That's right. Absolutely. Everybody does. Y'all don't act like y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Y'all know everybody got that cabinet with them with them bowls that no longer have tops, especially if you got children. You know they throw away everything. You probably done bought 1 million forks in their lifetime because these children either eat the forks or throw them in the trash. One of the two. At least in my house they do. So yeah, I got this for the refrigerator and the husband didn't like it. And it's been sitting in the cabinet forever. So this is what I did with it. I just put my fat quarters in here. And it's a lot of them too. It is at least 2 lines of fabric in here. They do. Everybody, really, Chloe, everybody got one. You got a junk drawer in your house. You might not want people to know you got a drawer full of junk, but everybody got a drawer full of junk. There's all them cords and all them screws that you don't know what they came out of, but you can't bring yourself to throw them away. It's just a corner of a drawer full of screws that you don't know where they go. They're just in there. Everybody got one. They just don't want everybody to know they got one, but everybody got one. But I just thought that was a really neat idea to repurpose for your fat quarters. I hope y'all have enjoyed this talk. I've had a really good time talking to you guys this evening. I have no idea what time it is. Now I probably ran through all your dinner time, your reading time, your every time, and you ain't got time to do nothing but take a shower and go to bed. I don't even know how long. Ooh, 82 minutes, girl. We've been on here a long time. A long time. That's great. It says, oh, that's great with the lid. I have to worry about dust here because my husband opens the windows. I understand that. I understand. And if you have animals, it may be a good idea as well because not, everybody doesn't, if you have animals, you love your animals. But then again, you don't want to give somebody something that's full of animal fur either. So it may be a good idea to find those things that you're not using in them cabinets that y'all know y'all got. You know it's in there. Don't act like you don't know. Don't act like you ain't got it because we all got it. In those cabinets that we ain't using no more, just stick them in there. And then sit them on the shelf. They look nice and cute. They be pretty. People come in and be like, ooh, that is cute. Sure is. Sure is. Chloe, I sent you an email to find out about Friday. Let me know if we're on for Friday. Let me know. I was just trying to see if me and Chloe are going to sew on Friday. And if any of you guys would like to sew as well, just shoot me an email and let me know. And I'll be glad to hook up with anybody about 7:30 on Friday. But I did True Crime Live. Who was on the True Crime? Listen, have y'all heard about that TV show called, what is it called? Good American Family? I didn't realize that was a supposedly true story. That family. Have y'all ever heard of it though? Before I go into it, okay. So it's about this family who adopted a little girl that they thought was 6, and they had the little girl declared to be a grown woman because they said she wasn't 6. She was a grown lady, and they adopted her. And she was. They had her at the age. I think she was 12. They had her declared like 22. They went to court, declared her to be a grown woman, had her birth certificate changed and everything. Then they bought an apartment and left the little girl in the apartment and moved to Canada. Left the little girl in Indiana and moved to Canada. And then it was found out that she was yes, it was found out. Talked about that. Yes, Natalie Grace, that's her. Natalia Grace. They went to Canada and it was found out that the little girl was actually a child, and they brought him back here under charges. Apparently, this happened a while ago. Sheila, you saw the documentary, girl. I didn't even know it was a true story. I said, this is a mess. It was crazy. When I read about it, like today, when people was telling me that it was a true story, I just had to go Google it. Because I was like, who does that? Who turns a 12-year-old into a 22-year-old so you can leave them? That's the craziest thing I've ever heard of in my life. It was crazy. So now I got to go watch the TV show on Hulu because it just started. It's called The Good American Family. I need everybody to watch at least one episode. We'll talk about it next Wednesday because that's a mess. That is a mess right there. For real. But with that, I'm going to tell all of y'all how much I love you guys. I hope you have. I will. I heard it was on Netflix, right? The documentary. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest to your week. Have a good evening. Get out in the sunshine, because if you're here in the South where I am in Alabama, I don't know about the rest of y'all, it might be raining. But in Alabama for the next 3 days, it's supposed to be in the 80s. I'm finna go put on a bikini and be real cute for the next 2 days. So, y'all, everybody come join me. Have some good fun in the sunshine. And I will see you guys next week. Bye. Good night.